We are back live once again for the Pocono Organics 150 Gander Outdoor Truck Series action on the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Another full race live stream coming for you guys here tonight. Second race of a double-header Friday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your day. Hopefully you enjoyed the first race. Maybe watch some practice at Dirt Bristol. We're going to cap off the racing here tonight on the channel at the Pocono Raceway, as just mentioned. 60 laps, 150 miles. Very short race as far as laps go. This is the shortest race this season, so going to have a lot of fun. DB Forever 85, Trevor Grimes, Jackson Thomas, Justin Sozio. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day. Again, very close to 800 subs. Hopefully we can get there soon. Thanks, everybody, and we will enjoy another race here today. It looks like Ross Chastain's on the pole for the fourth time this season. Jennifer Jo Cobb looking fast in practice. Spencer Boyd looks like he's going to be a friend. Todd Gilliland starting at the rear. Beautiful paint scheme on that race truck here today. But Gilliland, 16 points behind Sheldon Creed for the final spot in the playoffs as far as the point standings go. Here we are. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream as well. Chastain leads the field to the green, and we are underway at Pocono. 15 laps in stage 1, 15 laps in stage 2, and the final stage will be 30 laps, making up 60 laps total. Chastain turned this fourth pole award of the season into a win. Schneider did not look fast in qualifying. Qualified 25th, started 24th with one driver dropping back to the rear. Seems like he's a little tight in turn 1. He actually did tighten the truck up a little bit more too compared to where it was in qualifying, and now he's tight in turn 2 as well here on the opening lap. So getting up to speed. Track position is always the name of the game here on Pocono. Might see some strategy calls. Again, we have 4 sets of tires, but with this only being a 60-lap race, realistically, this is only a one-stop race today. No need to take more than one pit stop. They're battling back here in the 23rd spot. Ross Chastain able to lead lap 1 in stage 1. Grant Enfinger, though, got to his inside in turns 1 and 2. Enfinger looking for his second win of the season. Not sure if he was able to clear Chastain or not, but he's at least got the bumper out in front as they go off into turn 2 again as Rayun Schneider battling back and forth for 23rd towards the back of the pack.
Got a car low now. All right, clear low.
3 straight wins for this number 99 team coming into play today. 6 wins total on the year. Absolute hot streak in the middle of the season, ramping things closer and closer to the start of the playoffs. I was getting sidetracked by I was eating in between streams, and blink of an eye was on the TV downstairs because I accidentally left it on when Dirt Bristol practice was going on, and I ran upstairs to start that stream earlier today, so that's why I was a couple minutes late. I couldn't get up until I got to the commercial. I caught it like right in the middle, and I haven't watched it yet, so yeah, I definitely need to get on watching it. They've been airing it a lot since they first aired it on TV a few weeks ago. I still haven't caught it. Expected to be good, heard it's good. Definitely gotta sit down and watch the whole thing on one of my days off here soon. They're trying to go down and break the draft on Austin Wayne Self, but Self went even lower and trying to keep the draft down the long class straightaway on the 99 truck ahead of him. It's just really tight. I mean, look at this truck all the way up the hill in turn 1. He's got good straightaway speed. But turn 1, he is tight almost every time he drives off into that corner. The sharpest angle of all 3 turns here at Pocono. Of course, having that speed down the longest straightaway in NASCAR doesn't help trying to make that corner as well. Turn 2 is a little tight. It wasn't tight in turn 2 in qualifying. It was only tight in turn 1. That's a little weird. But again, he tightened it up more so the handling was going to be there in the longer run. If he doesn't get any long run speed, he's definitely going to have to make more adjustments. Ty Gillen up to 25th. It's going to be tough for him to get stage points, at least in stage 1, with it only being 15 laps and starting last tonight, being the only driver dropping back to the rear.
Careful, still there.
Schneider back underneath Austin Wayne's self. Gillen to the top side, 3 wide through turn 1 that time. Gillen is definitely a man on a mission right now.
Careful, still there.
Really use the draft down these long straightaways at Pocono to your advantage.
Got a car coming inside now.
Schneider has to just brake so much more just to keep it off the wall. We haven't seen him run this bad in the very beginning of a race in quite some time. Really since early in the season, the first couple races in. He's got a massive top 5 streak going on right now.
Time to go.
6 straight races with either a win or a second place finish for this 99 team. Trying to make it 7 today, but it's already off to a tough start in a very short race at Pocono, knowing it's likely only a one-stop race as well. Really don't know if you want to make any adjustments. What kind of drastic adjustments are you going to make knowing it's only one stop? Are you going to be aggressive with it or
Still there.
play it safe and just have what you've got? You got nothing to lose if you're this 99 team right now. They're already locked into the playoffs with more than 1 win. You still could have more than 10 different winners, but that would mean we'd have to get a different winner these final 4 races in the regular season. Only 3 spots available. We're all the way down to block Austin Wayne's self. Self just stayed behind him trying to draft off of it. Again, Schneider's got the straightaway speed and he's going to pull a little bit. Have to watch that tire wear as well here in stage 1 to really decide on if you want to pit at the end of stage 1 or not. Anybody else pits, he might just stay out just to try and get track position, see how much that might help here at Pocono. You know, it can. Got right in line behind Harmon and pushed really tight up into the wall that time off turn 2. Schneider is struggling with this race truck mightily here in the opening laps of this race. Already halfway through stage 1. What else can he do other than just sit and wait for these final 8 laps of stage 1 before making an adjustment? Trevor Grimes, welcome to the stream. Be at the track at 7:30 Eastern for the trucks. Are they allowing fans in for the heat races tomorrow? I'd highly recommend trying to get to the heat races if you can. The Truck Series heat races are at 4, and then the heat races for the Cup Series are at 6. Might as well.
Still there.
Go for all the racing you can while you're down there. I'd assume they're letting fans in for that. They might not be. I don't know how that's working with COVID. I don't think they allowed fans for practice today. I know they didn't do that for the 500 either. Been running right about where he started. He is still massively tight. Insane. Luckily, this is the only trip to Pocono this season. This is just not good for this 99 team. Ross Chastain's second in points right now. He was over a full race back, so that's at least the bright side, but Gander doesn't want to make this close with only 3 races to go in the regular season after this. Trying to get straight around Natalie Decker. In turn 3, Decker trying to side draft a little bit. Kind of clears her off of turn number 3 though that time. Harder on the brakes in turn 1. He actually gripped up somewhat decent that time. He almost locked the brakes up, and that might be what he's going to need to get this truck to roll through the corner. He's running the draft on Joe Nemechek, pulls out a line, clears him easily before they get off into turn 2. I can't even remember when the last time Schneider didn't get a single stage point in a stage in a race this year. Maybe Homestead? Well, no, even Homestead he had 2. We had a truck smoking down the Long Pond straightaway. No caution, 5 laps to go in stage 1 as we got trucks scattering all over the place. Looked like Jordan Anderson was up in smoke, and Schneider was able to gain quite a few spots. Everybody checking up right behind him. Up to 18th, inside the top 20 for the first time today. Look at how far off the race leader, 21.5 seconds behind the leader, Enfinger. And this is back in 17th as he just passed Riley Herbst, but he overshot the corner, contacted to the outside wall, and it ricocheted into Herbst. Oh boy, Spencer Boyd squeezing in there. Not a lot of room, but he stayed in it. That just dropped Schneider back 3 spots.
Still there. Still there.
Slides back in front of Ryun. 4th position. After that hit off the wall last lap, now Schneider's 24 seconds up. It's a good thing that these are not only short stages, but it's also a 2.5-mile racetrack. Maybe in the final stage, knowing it's 30 laps, but these first 2, you're definitely not going to see any lap traffic. For sure. Ready to go, stage 1. Jordan Anderson still on pit road. I believe Anderson's day has come to an end. Another one of those drivers in a must-win situation. Does seem like this truck's gaining a little bit of grip here as the tires start to wear. That could be a good sign for Schneider as well. 2 laps to go in the opening stage, 57.168 that last time by. Still about a 1/10 of a second off his fastest time. And now we have a caution for the first time today, and that will end stage 1 prematurely. Schneider brings it home 17th, so no stage points there. And your stage 1 winner will be Grant Enfinger. Chastain's going to hit pit road from 2nd. Interesting strategy there, giving up all that track position to take fresh tires. And Jason White, Tate Fogelman, Angelo Ruck, Rafael Lassard all going to pit at the rear of the field. So we'll have 5 trucks total hitting pit road at the stage 1 break. Schneider's going to stay out. So we'll restart him in 16th. The first and only caution of the day, right at the end of stage 1 for incident.
We're going green.
And quickly now rolling into stage 2. Green flag back in the air.
Car coming inside now.
Enfinger will lead the field to the green.
Clear lane.
By the time we go green, only 14 laps here in stage 2. Schneider's at least getting through the gears on the restart well. He's been on the outside both times. Pretty wide, old contact with that gets into turn number 1. Going for a lot of fanning out on the restarts here at Pocono. There definitely was there. End of the first turn, no surprise. Schneider up the middle. Look at the run. Again, this truck definitely has straightaway speed, has pickup on the restarts.
Keep it steady, driver. 3 wide. Road clear.
Enfinger trying to hold on in front. He's got Johnny Sauter right behind him.
Stay out the bottom.
St. Smith trying to get around John Hunter Nemechek. He goes 3 wide into turn 3. Tanner Gray was all the way up on the St. Smith was all the way up on the outside.
You got room. You're clear. Careful. Still there.
Nice paint scheme on Austin Hill's race truck as well. Schneider trying to side draft Hill a little bit through turn 1. Gets around Zane Smith for 5th. Smith looks low off turn 1. Schneider with a block. Aggressive block. Aggressive but clean. Now to the inside of Austin Hill. Remember, those guys on fresh tires at the back, they're going to be making headway, especially Chastain finishing 2nd in stage 1. You know he's got a fast truck. Austin Hill maybe looking for a crossover on Schneider for 4th. Schneider hangs on. This 99 truck's definitely better on the long run on old tires, and that's why he's so much better in stage 1 versus stage 2. Having a good restart, better track position helping as well, but
Excellent lap there. Good job.
definitely going to be interesting. Up to 3rd, going for 2nd place into turn 1 to the inside of Enfinger. Drives it in deep, maybe a little too deep.
Inside.
And freezing back to the bottom.
Careful.
Side draft. I don't use custom setups for the career mode,
You're
though.
clear there.
Trying to make it really, really challenging. You might have to for Cup Series, I don't know, or even Xfinity, but no, I haven't for trucks so far.
Careful. Still there. Clear eye.
Schneider gets around Enfinger, clears for 2nd that time. Enfinger's got to run though, gonna try to get a crossover. Schneider got a little loose off turn 3. Schneider with a block down the front stretch.
That was a better lap.
Friesen trying to get around Enfinger for 3rd now. And you look at high as they go into 1. Enfinger's definitely going to protect that bottom lane. Johnny Sauter leads. Schneider a little tight in turn 1 still. Definitely didn't intentionally run that high. We'll have 10 laps to go in stage 2 this time by. Tail of the 2 polar opposite stages for this 99 team. That was the first time we've really seen him push tight in turn 3, but he definitely did there. Cost him a little more time.
10 laps to go.
10 to go, stage 2. Can't figure out how to set the car. Yeah, pretty much when I do set the car up for custom setups on the championship mode, I typically just look online, like on YouTube. There's a couple channels. E-Pick Gaming's a good one, strictly for trying to find setups. Looks like we got another truck who just pulled onto pit road. I think Jordan Anderson made his way back out on the track, but somebody else is down in the pits currently. They might have come to an end. Schneider's got another run here on Johnny Sauter for the 2nd straight time in turn 3. He just can't get into the corner. No pit stops yet, so haven't been able to really adjust on the race car.
Excellent lap
9 to go in the stage. Schneider easily gets around Johnny Sauter down the front stretch. Schneider to the lead for the first time today at Pocono. I think until midway through stage 2, he's finally up here. Stage 3 is going to be a whole nother animal. We know Schneider is terrible for the first 10 to 15 laps of the run. I mean, he was 24 seconds off the lead in stage 1 and finished 17th. Stage 2, it was a flip of the switch. Now he has a chance to get another stage win this season. It'll be his 10th stage win of the year. They're going to go down, try and break whatever draft Sauter could have had down the front stretch.
Excellent lap there.
Give him nothing. Sign of Chastain at least in the top 5, but again, that's how much the track position means here at Pocono. That's why I'm so surprised that he pitted at the end of stage 1 after finishing second. He needs all the points he can get. He's winless this year. He's actually second in points coming in, so we outscored Schneider by 9. Only for Schneider to outscore him this stage if he goes green. Maybe he can hope for another caution, get everything bunched back up, but maybe everybody else pits if we get a caution too. Not entirely sure. Just have to wait and see. Who's all getting excited for tomorrow's action at, well, really this weekend's action total at Dirt Bristol? Definitely excited. I think after watching practice today, I'm even more excited. Actually seeing the cars and the trucks on the racetrack. I think they'll both be pretty good races. I think it'll exceed my expectations that I had for when they first announced it, that's for sure. I feel like the Truck Series is going to be a little more sloppy than the Cup. Even just watching practice, seemed like the Cup guys they had more handle of the race cars versus in the Truck Series. You have a lot of younger drivers, they were spinning. I can't remember who's filling in the 3 truck for Jordan Anderson's team this week, but he nailed the wall hard at the end of the backstretch after he said something with the steering like messed up or whatever, and it just like turned the truck basically in the middle of the straightaway, well off the exit of the corner, and he nailed that wall hard. I would assume they have a backup truck, but hopefully they do, because that thing is torn to pieces. J.R. Hefner, yep, there we go. As soon as you mentioned that, instantly clicked. Yeah, must be a local dirt track racer, or at least a good one, good enough to take the ride for Anderson. .5 second lead for Schneider over Johnny Sauter. It's been a pretty quiet stage 2 since Schneider got to the lead. We'll have 4 laps to go in the stage this time by the line. Still no sign of Chastain inside the top 5, and honestly, if he doesn't finish second or better, I think that was a lost cause to pit. Because he can't make it on fuel to the end, so it's not like he can stay out next stage and keep the track position. I mean, he could stay out, but he'll have to pit in the final stage anyway. This strategy just not working out at all for Chastain. I can obviously see the other trucks pitting that came down with Chastain. Chastain was in second, but the other 4 trucks that pitted were already at the rear of the field anyway. They had nothing to lose. See the first and only pit stops of the day for everybody else, so they should make it on field to the end of the final stage. Pitting at the stage 2 break. Free to go at the line now. We did have a caution that ended stage 1 prematurely. Going to the 2022 Daytona 500. Can't wait. Yeah, I'll be there for sure. I am not missing it next year. That'll be the first race of the next-gen cars, too. I can't imagine, like, the sound of those cars. Sound really good. I know it's just the sound. You know, wait till we see them on track. But could you imagine 40 cars in a pack at Daytona or Talladega with that sound? I mean, the roar is already, like, awesome as it is, and then that sounds even better. Be awesome. Pocono's at least fuel friendly race. Yeah, it's a 2.5 mile racetrack. Very tough to save fuel for sure. We've seen a lot of fuel mileage races here in real life. Might see one in the final stage here. These guys should make it. Still got 2 laps to go in this stage. Schneider's got a very good long run truck. He's got out to an 8-second lead here in stage 2, but again, he finished 17th in stage 1. It's going to take 15 laps into this final stage to get going. He can't fall too far off the lead if he's going to want a chance to win this. If it does go green in the final stage, which, again, it is very well capable. Well, they wouldn't.
Let's go.
You're very rarely going to see a loose lug nut. They would have to really rush the stop, but they don't need to rush it as bad because you got to figure they still got to get the tank full of fuel, so the pit stops are still going to be about 8 seconds no matter what, except to make sure all the gas gets full. So that only gives the drivers changing tires a little extra time to make sure that that lug nut is tight, because obviously it needs to be with being a single lug nut. But yeah, it's not like you're just going to be seeing wheels flying off everywhere. That's not. If you think that that's going to happen, and there's going to be just as many loose wheels as you see now, then you're kidding yourself, because that's just not going to happen. NASCAR would not have done that knowing that the teams are going to have loose wheels, so they would not have went to a single lug if they knew that that was going to happen. Because that'd be so much of a safety risk.
Way to go, driver.
Schneider wins stage 2, 10th stage win of the season. First here today at Pocono. You have to wait till the schedule comes out to actually know exactly what the races I'm going to next year, but I know 500 for sure is a must, because I still have not been to one yet. Caution free through stage 2, but we did have one caution at the end of stage 1. Pit stops will be coming up here. Schneider and this team is going to take a round of wedge out of the race truck, trying to help it with the short runs maybe a little bit. We'll have 27 laps to go when we go green in the final stage. Don't win at night. Cap 24, welcome to the stream. Well, it is day in this race, so maybe you could say that.
Be ready here.
We've won at night before. We just won last night at Iowa. Green flag is going to be back in the air. 27 laps to go. here at Pocono. Another great launch on the restart here from the 99 as he tries to go for 4 wins in a row. Trying to go for that 7th on the season. Pretty good through turn 1, but again, he does not have a good short run truck. It's going to take good 15 laps to get going here. And I don't think he's going to lead for long, but the better off he will be if he can lead for at least a decent amount of time. And already to the outside goes Enfinger. Schneider tight turn 2, had to lift to keep it off of the 98 truck. Boy, Stuart Friesen about got ran over from behind in turn 2 after Schneider checked up and Friesen was in line on the top. So Grant Enfinger is going to get out to the lead. Remember, he won stage 1. Oh, somebody got weeded out of line. I think that was Austin Hill stacking up the outside again through turn 3. Schneider back to 8th place. He's only going to continue to go backwards here on the short run. Look at the speed to the inside of John Hunter Nemechek. 196 miles an hour into turn 1 in the truck series. That is holy. Here at Pocono. Austin Hill trying to give a push to the 60. He's trying to give it a push. Ty Gillen still trying to make his way from the rear of the field to the front. He's up to 11th now. Imagine he's going to get around Schneider for another spot here pretty soon. Jennifer Joe Cobb trying to get inside the top 10 as well. She's going to give a push to Schneider off turn 2 and get him going down the straightaway. We've seen the drafting work out pretty well here down the straights at Pocono. No surprise.
Car high, careful there.
I just didn't think the damage was hurting ourselves. I wanted to save time on pit road so we could at least restart from the lead no matter what. Which we probably would have won the race off pit road anyway, but it's not affecting the truck. Because even before the damage, we were tight. We loosened it up still, too. The truck definitely feels better on the short run, but it's definitely not perfect. Just needs to stay within that range. Problem is, we get 15 laps in the run, we're only going to have 11 laps to go, 12 laps to go, somewhere around there. Looks like the damage is, again, because Schneider got in the wall twice off turn 2 back in the first stage. And continuing to go backwards now to 17th off turn 3. BMNJ, Jacob Comstock looking in the street. Stage 3 at Pocono. Schneider trying to go for 4 wins in a row. Could not clear Majeski. Look at Rhodes to the inside, 3 wide. Ben Rhodes is not having a good day. Outside the top 15 himself in that Thor Motorsport truck. He's got 2 wins in real life this season. He's got none here in this NASCAR Heat 5 career mode season. He's in trouble missing the playoffs. Likely in a must-win situation because he's even outside the top 10 in points. I don't know if he's going to get one today.
Hold your line, got one inside.
It's never over till it's over. These drivers are good on fuel to the end after everybody pit under the stage 2 break. We're about 4 to 5 laps to the good. They'll be good through probably 1 overtime, but not 2 if we did
Got one up top.
go that far.
You're clear.
When's the truck race at Darlington? As far as our schedule goes, we don't have one at Darlington. Again, they weren't scheduled to race at Darlington in 2020 originally. The only reason they raced there is because of the COVID schedule, having to revamp the schedule basically in the middle of the season, so they moved one of the truck dates to Darlington there, but there was no actual Darlington race on the schedule to begin with, so we'll not be going to Darlington this season, not until we get to the Xfinity Series.
Still there.
They had that massive run. Remember Jordan Anderson blew a tire in stage 1, fell a lap down, but because he was the only driver a lap down, he actually got his lap back at the end of stage 1. Now he's back into the top 15. A lot better than what it could have been, that's for sure. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream.
Still there. You got room.
Trying to get around Anderson for 15th and does. Easily going to pull clear. Anderson going to try crossover to the bottom as he side drafts Schneider. To continue to go back and forth.
Say hi, say hi.
15th. It's not what Schneider needs. He needs to get away from these guys. Schneider side drafts Ben Rhodes. Tyler Ankrum just got around him in turn 3. Ankrum to the inside of Anderson. 21 laps to go. Schneider's already 11.5 seconds off the lead. 3 wide. Down to the bottom into turn 1.
Clear high, clear high.
Schneider stuck it beautifully. Clears both Ankrum and Anderson, but Ankrum gets a run off turn 1. Rhodes to the inside of the 3 truck as well.
Careful. Still there. All right, you're clear. Inside. Bottom clear.
Oh boy. Ankrum trying to stay in that draft. Maybe give himself a run into turn 3, something. Well, he's going to get a run off of turn 3. Schneider got tight again, had to lift. Or he was going to end up in the wall. Rhodes gets by again as well. 20 laps remain here at Pocono. Now she's trying to go back to holding Anderson behind him. Great battle here between these 4 trucks for 15th, but this is costly here for this 99. Schneider, if he wants a chance to win this thing after winning stage 2, short races gonna hurt him, that's for sure.
Still there.
We go caution 3.
All right, you're clear. Got one up top.
We'll contact with Ben Rhodes in turn 2. That cost him time as well. He got a little too tight and he tried to keep it off of him by getting out of the gas, but it still wasn't enough. I should have applied a little bit of brake. Sauter trying to lead. Remember, Johnny Sauter is still winless this season, though he is sitting 3rd in the point standings, 19 to go. We'll alternate through the different camera angles one final time in this race today.
You're clear. Hold your line. Got one
Feel it
inside.
S, welcome to the stream.
Clear.
Congrats on winning that Iowa. Thanks, man. So Sauter could be the 8th different winner in this Truck Series season. And again, only 10 drivers make it to the playoffs. He led in stage 2, and he's led every green flag lap so far in stage 3.
Got a car low now.
Rhodes again to the inside of Schneider. Schneider just can't stay clear of the 99 truck. 299 still side by side of Schneider's side drafts him now down the long pond straightaway. Trying to get a pull off Ankrum to pull past him, and he will before they get into the braking zone in turn 1. Schneider is 15 and a half, or 16 seconds off the race lead. Just cannot get back to the gas as soon as these other drivers. He can drive it in deep, but it's definitely not helping his corner exit. 12 likes right now. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button as well and tuning in. Stay tuned to the end. We're going to see if this 99 truck can get it going and try to cut into that lead. He might need a caution. We've only had one so far today, and that was back in stage 1. Track position is king at Pocono, and that's what Sauter has now. Golden State Warriors, welcome to the stream. That was so far so good. What's up with those getting a bunch of basketball stuff? Well, we had fake Stephen Curry in the chat a couple times in recent weeks. That's all right. Always appreciate the support. Pocono's your home track. Nice. Oh, Schneider almost got the wall off turn 2. He's trying to take care of that right side. 17 seconds off the lead. He's still not cutting in. And it took him about 15 laps earlier, and we're on lap 15 in the stage this time by, so you would think right at about the halfway mark it will start going back in the correct direction. Justine in 14th. He's in the playoffs. That win at Kansas earlier in the season, a couple nights ago. Schneider going to pass him for 14th before they get into turn 2. Schneider's got a big gap to the next truck ahead of him for position, about 4 seconds to Todd Gilliland at 13th. Eckes right in front of him. 15 laps to go at the line, 17.5 seconds off the lead for Schneider. Hooters Ford F-150. Tony Lassiter, welcome to the stream. There's so many fake basketball stuff. That's what I was wondering too. I'm still interested to see if we're going to catch lap traffic or not today with the way the first 2 stages were only 15 laps. I knew we weren't going to catch them there. This will be 30 laps. We got a better chance. Still no guarantee. Not yet, at least. That is still 17.5 seconds back. And ladies and gentlemen, there's only 14 laps to go. Any tips on how to race Pocono? Pretty much like the other track. I mean, you just got to hit your marks. It's really hard at this track to get in a rhythm because all 3 corners are so different from one another. They're really different. Oh yeah, I forgot about the fake LaMelo ball. Yeah, there was that one too. Yeah, Pocono definitely lives up to the tricky triangle-esque nickname that it has. You obviously want to get as close to the line on the apron or the curbing, say at turn 3. You can run the curbing in turn 3. You can get a little slick, but it is a runnable line. Definitely don't want to hit the apron in turn 1 right there. That was way too loose for Schneider. He had to back out of the gas. Thompson line to draft behind Gilliland. Now tries to side draft him. Quickly gets underneath Eckes into turn 2 as well as he sends it into turn 2. Now you can run the apron in turn 2. A little bit more grip down there after they took the extra rest. That curbing out during the repaint here at Pocono. Early to mid-2010s.
Hold your line, got one outside.
Early 2010s to be exact. Side drafting Eckes. Pulling down to the bottom now with Schneider. And the worst field track. Well, it's only turn 3. Again, there isn't 4 turns at Pocono. Just 3. I seem to have a lot harder time in turn 1. I think a lot of it is just that long straightaway, the highest braking point of the racetrack. It's also the highest speed course of the racetrack. It's a very dangerous corner. I've seen a lot of terrible wrecks there in the past. doubt Schneider can get a top 10, maybe even a top 5. I don't know if anybody's going to catch Johnny Sauter at the end of the race. He still hasn't even hit lap traffic. Continues to hold on to clean air. 11 laps to go. Schneider's still 17 seconds off the lead. Go to the normal camera to the end of this race now.
You're clear.
Still 3 sets of tires left. Again, this was only a one-stop race to the finish. Some guys pitted twice because they pitted during that caution at the end of stage 1. The big loser in that was Ross Chastain. I still don't even know if he's in the top 10. I think he is by now.
You're all clear on top 10.
He was in second at the end of stage 1. Pitted, didn't even get a single stage point in stage 2. Oh, we got a truck smoking off turn 2. Is that going to bring out a caution? Tough break for Tanner Gray. He was running in the 8th position, and he blows up. Oh, trouble! Gray goes around. He's in the grass. Is that going to bring out a yellow? Everybody misses him to the outside in turn 3. Tanner Gray still sitting in the grass. 10 laps to go, and we still stay green at Pocono. That could have been the caution to bunch everything back up. But no yellow. Gray's still on the track. He's trying to limp it to pit road. I don't know. He must have had a tire going down, not an engine. Probably lost a rear tire down the straightaway, and by the time he got into turn 3, he was trying to check up and just lost control. Gray, another one of those drivers with the win this year, locked into the playoffs after winning the first race at Texas this season. And top 5 in the second race there as well. But again, we stay green. 9 laps to go now for Johnny Sauter. Schneider was 17 and a half seconds off the lead before cutting into the deficit. He's now 16 seconds back. But I mean, his pace is quick, but I just don't think it's quick enough. I don't think he's got enough laps in this final stage. I mean, by the time we went green after the caution laps at the end of the stage, we only had 27 laps. It just isn't long enough, considering how far back he falls on the short runs. And again, the only way a caution will work is if everybody stays out. Now, Sauter is dealing with lap traffic for the first time today right now. I'm sure that's costing him a little bit of time as well, because Schneider's less than 15 seconds off the lead. So maybe the traffic holds Sauter up enough. Might have a chance in them. Mellow Ball, welcome to the stream. Hey bro, not fake. Nothing Keaton Schneider. Never knew LaMelo Ball was a NASCAR fan, let alone a fan of our channel. Tight turn 1 still. Even when the truck loosens up, he still just can't get into turn 1 consistently. Some laps are definitely better than others, but consistently it's just not like there's enough grip at that end. Still waiting to see if we get a caution though. Definitely could have had one when Gray spun in turn 3, but we didn't get it. Didn't hit anything, and everybody did miss him to the outside. He was in the grass out of the way. Even still, that definitely could have been the yellow. 13 seconds back, 7 laps to go, is what I meant to say. And Schneider's all over John Hunter Nemechek for 6th. Trying the high side. Potentially went up there with Nemechek hooking the bottom. Chastain is back up to 5th, by the way, but probably going to lose another spot to Schneider here. Assuming Schneider can get off turn 2 well, at least. Wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. I mean, this would be an insane comeback. To be 17 and a half seconds off the lead with 12 laps to go and just keep chipping away. This would be one of the most impressive wins Schneider will have had yet. He's up to 5th, 6 laps to go. But again, we're looking at the interval to the leader, Sauter. It's still 11.5 seconds. Sauter is still in lap traffic. Now, Schneider has not caught a single lap truck yet. I think his first one's going to be this next truck ahead of him.
Careful, still there. Clear all around.
Schneider at least got around Fogelman, who was the first lap truck, pretty quickly. 5 laps to go at Pocono.
5 to go, driver.
He's pushing about as hard as he can. I mean, he has been this whole race. It's less than 10 seconds off the lead. Now, the good thing is, yes, there's 5 to go, but again, this is a 2.5-mile track. Schneider's fastest lap is a 56.083. At this point in the run, he's running 56.521. He did pass a lap truck that last lap as well, though. That might have cost him just that half a second on the lap. I don't think it cost him that much. Pretty clean on this lap, at least until turn 3. He has to go to the high side to get around Angela Ruck.
Careful, still there.
Friesen had to go high to get around Lassard back there as well. 4 laps to go for Johnny Sauter. He's desperately trying to get to the white flag.
You got room, you're clear.
Sauter trying to get that first win and lock himself into the playoffs. He's had a good points day regardless, but just in case we get more different winners, again, Eldora coming up in a couple races. Still a wild card race before the end of the regular season. For these drivers that don't have a win as well, they're definitely hoping that Sauter does not pull off the victory here. Zane Smith in 3rd, also winless.
Careful, still there.
Schneider to the inside of Friesen through turn 2. Friesen battled him hard right there. He stays in front of him, but now the lap trucks are in the way. Greenfield and Harmon. Schneider going to use him as a pick. He's up to 4th. Grant Enfinger's the second place truck right now, and he is only about a second, maybe a little less than a second off the lead from Johnny Sauter with 3 laps to go at the line. Sauter's got to hang on to Enfinger right now. Enfinger is running down Johnny Sauter in the lap traffic.
Still there.
Schneider hard into turn 1. Left side's on the apron. He got a little loose.
All right.
Had to go there to get around the 2 lap trucks of Rium and Decker. Schneider's definitely going to catch Zane Smith. I don't know about the top 2 of Enfinger and Sauter. This is probably the best race Thor Motorsport has had in quite some time this season. I know Enfinger's got 1 win, Crafton's got another. Enfinger has won a couple stages since then. He actually won the first stage again here today, so maybe Enfinger has the truck, but with Sauter having that track position, that could be the key. 2 laps to go, 6-second lead back to Schneider in 4th. I just don't think he's got enough laps unless, again, the lap traffic here, the closing laps, holds him up enough. Schneider's definitely got the fastest truck on the track by far. Thanks for that comment, Oni. Greatly appreciate it, man. Schneider's going to have to make some quick work of Zane Smith into turn 2. He's going to back up the corner. Definitely caught Smith in not a perfect spot, having to back the corner up to get around him, but up to 3rd.
You got room. You're clear.
We'll see if Enfinger can get around Sauter. The lap truck between the top 2 off turn 3 there. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Johnny Sauter here today at Pocono. 1 second lead on Grant Enfinger. Enfinger's trying to get around the lap truck between the 2. Schneider's a little too far back, 4.5 seconds off the lead. But this is going to be 7 straight top 5s for Schneider. got the fastest truck, but it's just a little too late. Somebody else was up in smoke there and just made it to pit road on the main front stretch. Still a 1 second lead for Sauter. Schneider pushes it hard in turn 2 still and brushes the wall. Johnny Sauter is going to win at Pocono, his first win of the season, and Johnny Sauter is now in the playoffs. He missed the playoffs in real life last year, was struggling most of this season to get to victory lane despite being third in points, but now he is locked in 8 different winners in the first 13 races, leaving just 2 spots open for the playoffs with 3 races still to go. We take a look at the top 10. Johnny Sauter with the win. Enfinger, the stage 1 winner, second. Schneider, who won stage 2, had the fastest truck there at the very end, but it was too little too late, and that caution-free final stage hurt him. Zane Smith finishes 4th, Stuart Friesen 5th, Ross Chastain 6th, John Hunter Nemechek 7th, Austin Hill 8th, Jennifer Jo Cobb with a great run finishes 9th, and Sheldon Creed, the defending champ, finishes 10th. As we had 20 trucks finish on the lead lap today. And Tanner Gray, Austin Wayne self-DNF'd. I think Natalie Decker was the driver who pulled off there on the last lap of the race. And might have DNF'd herself as well, finishing 30th. And as always with these career mode streams, we're going to take a look at the influx of cash coming in. So Sauter definitely outscores us in points here today. He scored more stage points with us not scoring. Oh, that's how Zane Smith went around. So Smith was smoking. He didn't blow a tire. He blew an engine. Which explains why he was out. And somebody just ran in the back of him and turned him in turn 3. Again, we didn't get a caution for it. That was with about 10 to go. That could have been the difference maker for sure. But Johnny Sauter holds on to win. Again, it shows he's got 2 wins, but it was his first of the year. Chastain does not have a win this season. And Sauter does move up to second, passing Chastain in points as well, so that could be an extra playoff point if he holds on there. Maybe he can catch Schneider for the regular season championship. Schneider struggled, again, 17th at stage 1, but they made the right adjustment there under the pit stop at the end of stage 2 to get that truck closer to the front by the end of it. And he won a stage along the way, so he did get that 10th stage win of the season as well. But 3rd place finish, definitely nothing to complain about, and we'll see. We'll see. We got a chance here at the regular season championship. We have exactly a 67-point lead. It's still over 1 race worth of points ahead with 3 races to go. Also, the playoff bubble. Sheldon Creed still the last driver in on points over Todd Gilliland by 17 points. So literally Gilliland lost 1 point this race to Creed. So Creed continuing to slowly grow that lead out. It was 2 points a couple races ago, then it moved to 16, now 17. But that is dead even, and I mean, Austin Hill could easily get a win. Moffitt could get a win. Rhodes, Zane Smith. I mean, there are a lot of fast trucks that need a win to make the playoffs. Enfinger had the fastest lap. Sauter led the most, though. 31 laps led today for Johnny out of the 60 laps run. And only 1 caution for incident. That ties us for the least amount of cautions in a race this season. Ties us with our Charlotte race so far this year. But our top 5 streak is alive. 7 straight top 5s. In fact, 7 straight top 3s. This is our worst finish in the last 7 races. 3rd. We finished top 2 the prior 6. So, I mean, that's a really good hot streak. And that's why we're leading the regular season championship. Now, we do have enough money after Pocono. We can upgrade to 100 on the Arrow if we so choose. But I'm not going to, at least not yet. Again, I want to save as much money as possible. So, we'll hold off on that. It's definitely risky if I don't win the championship. We get an incentive bonus, too. Nearly 40 grand for finishing 4 top 5s in that 4-race stretch. Figured Pocono was going to be tough. And we finished 3rd, though. We had a good run. Can't win them all, that's for sure. But we do have 6 wins on the season, so that's pretty solid for an upstart team. Especially in the first 13 races. Won almost half of them. I think we can go for this. We're championship contenders at this point. I got a couple home tracks coming up in Michigan and Eldora. My home state at Eldora, and then distance-wise, home track of Michigan. Kentucky. I live 3.5 hours away, so this is like our home part of the season. Bordering state of Pennsylvania and Pocono. It's a good part of the schedule for me. So 2 top 5s in 3 races. I definitely think we can get that to end the regular season. Not going to view the contracts again. We'll be running our own team all the way through the career mode. So let's get this Speedway chassis built up. We'll have it at Michigan. And we keep the momentum. So we keep that 10% speed boost going into Kentucky. That's big. I don't know. Like, part of me wants to do it, but then we're back to 50 grand again. It's not a lot of money. And ideally, we could honestly get the suspension up to 100 by the end of the year, too, and completely max the car out. But I just don't want to do that. And simply because we need to save as much money as we can to go Xfinity Series racing next year, as long as we win the championship this season. If we don't win the championship, we're going to have to max out next year. Make sure we win the championship. I really want to win the championship season 1. We got a good shot. We're the favorites right now. We have to pull this off. I know it's the first year as a team, and that wasn't my expectations going in necessarily, but late in the regular season is our expectations now, because that's how far we've come in the first 13 races starting this career mode off. So when we go to Kentucky, we'll have a 99 on the engine, 95 on the aero, 95 on the suspension. And yeah, that'll be it. Everybody else going to work there. So it looks like I'll see you guys at Kentucky hopefully tomorrow. No guarantee on that. It's really going to have to depend. It'll be after the heat races, but it's got to be before the truck race. It's 150 laps, 225 miles. I'm going to guess at most it's going to take us 80, 85 minutes to finish it, so I just don't know. I don't know. Because we're going to live stream that truck race tomorrow, and I don't want to miss the start. So if I don't end up live streaming NASCAR Heat 5 tomorrow, it's because we are live streaming the truck race no matter what anyway. So tune in for that one no matter what. Not sure when I'll go live. If I don't do NASCAR Heat 5, we'll go live right at 8 o'clock for the truck race. Dirt Bristol tomorrow night. I will not be live streaming any of the heat races for the Cup or the Truck Series this week. I'll watch that on my own. I'll miss the Truck Series heat races at work, but I should catch the Cup ones. So yeah, I guess we can pretty much just plan on tomorrow and having just a great day. And that's going to wrap things up. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Thanks for everybody tuning in here with this doubleheader on a Friday night. And we are going to get on out of here. Hopefully you enjoy the heat races tomorrow at Dirt Bristol. Don't forget that they are on. Hopefully you enjoyed practice today at Dirt Bristol as well if you did watch that. So definitely tune into the heat races. They're all on FS1. 4 o'clock for the truck race, 6 o'clock for the Cup Series heat races. Each series is having 4 heat races, and they're 15 laps in the Cup Series. I don't know if they're 15 in the trucks or not. They might be 10 in the trucks. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, again, that's going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Dirt Bristol. For the Truck Series, we'll do a live realistic commentary / watch along. I know you guys have definitely enjoyed that. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 8.